Hi everyone, welcome back to another video for Phantasy Star Portable 2. So today's video we're going to continue the story from last time. So we've been asked to meet with someone in our room just to discuss things. So we'll get started straight away on that. So if we go to our mission data. So it says Amelia approached you after leaving the Little Wing officers. She wants to talk to you in private, meet her in your room. So we can do that straight away. So it must be something obviously that she wants to talk to us in private about that she doesn't want other people to see. It could also be that maybe she wants Mika involved. Obviously a lot of other people still can't see Mika. Yeah, she has put everyone through a lot recently, so it is good of her to actually realise when she's been in the wrong and apologise, I guess. There is a big difference between those two answers. You'll pay for what you put me through. Unless you're trying to just speedrun the bad ending. I don't know why I would ever pick that. Yeah, don't worry about it. So if you didn't see the last episode, we basically rescued her from a kind of like an illusion of Rycross. They did say it was real, but it was because it had been summoned by this tablet that Shizuru has, where you can essentially create anything from it. So he'd basically trapped Amelia there, and we went to save her. So we can either give her a head pat or a hug. I kind of want to see what she does if we try giving her a hug. Correct answer. So we still don't really know much about her past at all. We know that she was found like on her own, but we don't really know anything about her original family or anything. I guess she's kind of realised now that Little Wing is essentially her family because she doesn't really have one of her own. Quite a deep message from that saying like, hold me until I know what is real. I guess everything in the world for her is so crazy at the minute that she kind of, it's hard for her to determine like, if things are actually real. So we've unlocked the Black Nest and Scar Planet. And another trade mission. So, given that we've just unlocked those at the terminal, I'm going to assume it's going to ask us to do an open mission. That's normally what it does. You have some free time before your investigation of Inner Hell is scheduled to begin. Open mission, anyone? Sounds good. We'll bring Lumia along as well because, you know, we've just unlocked her partner card recently. Right, so let's go and do a free mission. It looks like Ute wants to speak to us actually as well.
Ute, あんたなんだか随分と汚れてきてるけど、ちゃんとお風呂入ってる?
So, you not mentioned before about how PSP2 tends to go from like super serious moments, very heartfelt things, to this.
お風呂ってなんだ?
I'm going to assume that's a no then.
改めてだと、お風呂ってなんか説明しにくいな。まあ、水浴びみたいなもんかな。水浴びができるのならしたいぞ。どこでできる？どうやればいい？エミリア、一緒にやってくれ。
Yeah, maybe don't do it together.
一緒にって、バカ！そんなことできるわけないじゃない。なんでだ？水浴びは気持ちいいんだぞ。だからそういう意味じゃなくて。もういいわ。まずは部屋のどこに何があるかをあんたに教えるのが先ね。水浴びできる場所を教えてくれるのか？じゃあ僕は代わりにエミリアに水浴びの仕方を教えてやるぞ。
Yeah, I'm sure Amelia would love that.
ドアホ！そんなの必要ないって言ってるでしょ。
So it does have another one actually.
何を言うと、そんなに難しい顔して匂い嗅いで、私から変な匂いでもするの？
This conversation after the one about bathing is perfect timing.
やっぱり気のせいじゃない。エミリアとクラウチは同じ匂いがする。おっさんと私が？どんなの？どんな匂いなの？そういうのじゃないぞ。クラウチの家の匂いって言えばいいか？家の匂い？うん。エミリアからはクラウチの、クラウチからはエミリアの匂いがする。
I think this is Yute's way of trying to sort of hint that he knows that Amelia and Kraz are very close, like almost like a family.
どうした、エミリア？おっさんの家に住み始めた頃は他人の家の匂いで落ち着かなかった。けど気づけばそこがすでに私の家で、私の匂いも含まれてるんだなって。でもね、言うと年頃の女の子に向かっておっさんと同じ匂いとかそういう話をしちゃダメ。なんでだ？だってエミリアちょっと嬉しそうだぞ。
Yeah, I don't think she was happy for that reason though.
ああ、まあそれは自分の居場所が定まったというか、なんというか。とにかく女の子ってのはデリケートなんだから、そういう話題は禁止。わかった？
So quite a cute little sort of interaction between you and Amelia, but we are getting quite a lot of sort of character development for Amelia recently. Yeah, we can do Dark Satellite. Again, I'm probably not going to do B rank because although I can technically do it, it's level 65 monsters and I'm only level 27, so that seems like a terrible idea. So again, this is kind of a bit of downtime in the story of PSP2 really, so we're waiting for the results of our investigation into Inhelt before we decide what to do going forward. I will say that considering I'm a ranger, my accuracy is still pretty abysmal. So we'll just blast through this and then try and see what the results of that investigation are. Level 28. I still do love in PSP2 that when you level up or when you find a rare drop, the NPCs talk to you. Just a really nice little feature. I will say that when we use twin handguns, we do kind of burn through our PP a little bit. It feels like the shotgun is a lot more sustainable. Honestly, those shotguns in PSP2 kind of feel a bit broken. So, pretty simple quest, honestly, for the most part. Again, it's probably because the enemy level is a little bit lower than us. It is kind of strange that the enemy levels are so far apart between C rank and B rank. But I guess when the level cap is 200, they do have to balance it out a bit more, so... I actually hit remarkably hard. I wonder if that was a crit. This might be the last room, possibly. Because there was a healing ring at the end there, and normally it puts those healing bits just before the end. I know that the end monster we've got to defeat in this is a Karagwin, so if we see a Karagwin, then that's probably the end. And I do know that some of the quests in this game are shorter than the PSU versions. No Karagwin yet. So again there, the NPCs kind of comment on the enemies as well, so Lumia said, oh, a Jedin, which is one of these guys, I'll pass on that. Okay, so that was not the end. It's a really odd place for a healing ring, that then. I don't know why I would need one there. Oh cool, we actually got a dabble on. These guys, I love these guys because they kind of dance. There we go. I love that they dance. So there's our Karagwin. Now, are you the last one? I'm going to SUV you just in case, but I think we might get a double spawn, maybe. Wow. Actual 200 IQ Karagwin. Yes, it was just one at the end. I wonder if the Dablan would normally be a Karagwin as well. Cool to see the rare boss though, or rare enemy. Amelia actually gave me a Razonde disc there as well. So occasionally your NPCs in this game will actually give you reward items at the end. I think it's once you've used them a certain amount of times, they're more likely to give you things. Alright, back to Cloud 6. Okay, so they're giving the green light for the in-health investigations. So that means they've obviously got some reason to do it. Someone from Guardians has come to see us. The fact she said someone makes me think it maybe isn't Lumia. So my next guess would be maybe Maya or Lou, but it could be anyone. Let's find out. Yeah, so it's pretty much bang on the money.
改めて先日はありがとう。あなたたちのおかげでガーディアンズの失踪者たちは無事救助できたわ。あなたたちの社員のエミリアだっけ？あの子は無事だった？
ああ、おかげさまでピンピンしてるぜ。呼んでおいたからそのうち顔を出すだろう。
She's a little too alright. Does that mean she's already starting to irritate him a bit?
それにしてもその子、すごい力を持ってるのね。ん？僕か？僕は何もしてないぞ。そんなわ けないじゃない。あなたの直感を信じた先にみんなはいたのよ。あれどうやってるの？どうやってるって聞かれても、自然と一緒になれば感じたり聞こえてきたりするものだぞ。原理はわからないけど、生命力というか生きる意志などを感じ取っているのかしら。興味深いわ。
I guess Maya's probably really interested in this because I think she comes from like a science background anyway, so she's probably really intrigued by it.
ああ、すまねえが、そういう話は本題が終わった後にしてもらえるか。
あら、ごめんなさい。つい夢中になっちゃって。本題とはもちろんインヘルト社への捜査について。つい先日、ガーディアンズ総裁と同盟軍総司令官の連名でインヘルト社へ勧告が行われたのまでは知ってるわね。
Again, just a reminder that the AMF is the military force.
しかし、それについてインヘルト社からの回答はなく、強制捜査へと踏み切ることになったわ。
So they'd basically called out Inhelt and told Inhelt that they want to know what they were doing at the minute, and Inhelt just haven't responded to it.
夏目衆代表、とうとう何の動きも見せなかったわね。
So even the CEO's gone silent.
すでに同盟軍が先陣を切ってインヘルト社の施設に立ち入ってるわ。何か情報があれば私に回ってくるから、しばらくはこの場で待機させてもらって不測の事態に備えるという方針よ。
まあ、同盟軍まで動いたとなると、そう立たねえうちに何かが出るだろう。
You say that, but the concern I've got is that we know that Shizuru's tablet has been able to just like brainwash people. So if the AMF are in there, couldn't the AMF just get brainwashed?
エミリアが狙われている理由も明かされるといいんだが。
ごめんなさい、遅れました。それでインヘルト社はどうなったの？
今立ち入り調査中だ。そっちは待つしかない。それよりほれ、この前お前を助けてくれたガーディアンズの方が見えているぞ。俺でも言ったらどうだ。
That's got to sting for Amelia a bit, knowing that she was rescued by Guardians as well.
あなた。
もしかしてマヤさん？
やっぱりあなただったのね。エミリアって名前を聞いてまさかとは思ったけど。
So we did have this in the last episode where Maya seemed to have some, I'm not going to say connection to Amelia necessarily, but when we mentioned the name Amelia, it was almost as if she could remember the name from somewhere.
なんだ？エミリア、お前の知り合いなのか？
多分そうだけど、どこで知り合ったんだったかな。
何言ってるのよ。忘れたの？リュクロスでのこと。研究室に戻るのが嫌だってガーディアンズを飛び出て以来連絡もなしで、みんな心配してたのよ。
That's very interesting. That's a huge revelation. So not only was Amelia previously in the Guardians, she was also saying that she didn't want to go back to a lab. Whether they mean the Inhelt lab or something else, we don't know. But the fact that Emilia was apparently in the Guardians and can't remember it is very interesting.
リュクロス調査そうだ私
おい、どうしたエミリア？頭でも痛いのか？
私はガーディアンズに使われてリュクロスで
So she was on Raycross with the Guardians. It's interesting that she's saying they used me.
おいエミリア、どこ行くつもりだ？
I had a suspicion that was going to happen. So there is clearly something very fishy going on with Emilia and the Guardians.
おい、何ボサッとしてやがる。あいつはお前のパートナーだろうが、あと追え。
Hey, dude, I've just got back. Give me a break, man. Catch yourself, Krasman.
こういう時、あいつが逃げ込む先なんてマイシップしかねえ。早く行け。これで大丈夫と。さて、聞かせてもらえねえかな。昔エミリアに何があったのかをよ。
はいあの子の秘められし力そしてガーディアンズでの悲しい過去
So her hidden strength, I'm wondering if that's possibly something to do with Mika and the Ancients. But unfortunately, we don't get to find out. That is such a tease. So we'll go up the ship and see if we can catch up with Emilia.
なんだあんたか
Can we please stop running away? We've been through this now a few times.
ごめん。もう大丈夫。落ち着いたから。
It does kind of feel like the story of PSP2 at the moment is just Emilia running away, me chasing after her, and then her apologising, rinse and repeat.
ミカ、出てきてくれる？
Well, I guess we don't really know what the Guardians were doing with her, so we can't really judge, I guess.
はい。エミリア。私、思い出したよ。ミカとどこで出会ったのかも。何もかも。
So clearly that meeting with Maya has sort of awakened some long dormant memory with Emilia, which it does look like it's linked to Mika as well.
それは
ミカは全部知ってたんだよね。知ってて黙っててくれたんだよね。
So it looks like Mika kept it hidden from her, I guess because it was a traumatic memory that she didn't want Emilia to remember.
あれはあなたにとって耐え難いほどに辛いことだった。覚えていられないほどに。たとえ私が覚えていようとも、無理に思い出させるわけにはいかないことでした。
思い出しちゃった。 もう忘れることも無視することもできそうにない。
I don't think saying, well, you should try to forget it would help, because she's just said there that she doesn't think she can forget it now. She's always now going to have that link to Rycross, so I'm just going to see if she'll tell me what happened.
そうだね。話すよ。私の過去を。ミカと出会った時のこと。私もあんたと同じなの。
Ah, okay, I think I know what she means. Because when they showed that sort of flashback clip of her on the ground, it looked like she was about to get killed potentially by that seed form. I'm wondering if she did actually die and was saved, like I was at the start of the game.
そう。私は一度あの時リュクロスで死んだんだ。
Yeah, so she is exactly the same as we are. Which also probably explains why she can see Mika.
"あの子は生まれてすぐ両親を亡くし、ガーディアンズの養育施設で育てられたの。
So it looks like we're finally getting the backstory to Amelia now and what her sort of younger life was like. So it's like both of her parents have died, and she was raised in an orphanage.
普通の子供ならそのまま成長し、適齢で里親に引き取られていくんだけど、あの子は普通じゃなかった。
普通じゃねえだと。
演算と分析、そして記憶力、あらゆる点で彼女はどんな学者の追随も許さなかったわ。そしてそんな未曾有の天才をガーディアンズの学者たちが手放すわけもなかった。
So Maya did mention about a dark chapter for Guardian, so I'm assuming this is what she means.
恥ずかしい話だけど、ガーディアンズの研究者たちは誰もがエミリアを、いえ、エミリアの能力を奪い合ったの。
So again, much like PSO, a sort of common running theme here is that scientists kind of ruin everything in these games.
そして彼女自身を演算のコアとして圧倒的な処理能力を持つ生体コンピューターテンマを開発する計画が動き出した。
It's actually kind of crazy how sort of close to PSO this flies now.
エミリア自身にはもちろん計画の本質を伝えることなく、ただみんなのためになることなんだと教え込んで。
It is pretty messed up that it was the Guardians doing this as well. So even the organization that you would trust to defend you have this really dark side to them as well.
そう、天魔計画はエミリアという一人の女の子を礎に実行に移された。
あいつがそんな重荷を背負っていたっていうのか。
それでもエミリアは頑張っていた。自分のやっていることがみんなのためになるのだと信じていたから。天魔計画発動から6年間、父として進まない計画の研究成果に研究員たちは苛立っていた。
Again, a lot of this, it's been a long time since I've gone through the story, and I forgot how similar it actually gets to PSO at this point.
芳しくない研究成果をエミリアの責任とし厳しく当たる研究員もいたけど、エミリアは頑張り続けた。でも13歳の時、あの事件が起こってしまった。
3年前、シード封印の際にガーディアンズの学者として私はリュクロスに入ったの。
So what she's talking about here is the events of PSU.
そこで私は
エミリアを含めた調査隊の皆さんはシードフォームの襲撃に遭い、一人また一人と倒れていきました。
私ももちろん逃げたよ。でも運動なんかろくにしたことなくて転んじゃったの。それでシードフォームの前にさらされた私を誰も助けてはくれなかった。助けを求めた私の耳に届いた言葉は、
Game's getting pretty dark.
そいつはただの演算用部品だ。だってさ。今思えばあれはみんなパニックだったからだろうし、あまり責めることはできないけど、でもそれだけで私は理解してしまった。ああ、私は必要とされてなくて、エミリアが必要なんじゃなくて。
I wonder if this is where her sort of current viewpoint comes from, because we know for most of the game she's had this viewpoint where she doesn't think anyone really needs her and she feels rejected all the time, and I wonder if this was like one thing that pushed her towards that.
エミリアの能力だけが必要とされていたんだって。次に思い当たる記憶は、体がどんどん寒くなっていって周りが暗くなっていく感覚。死というのがどういうものか知識としては知っていたけど、実際にはただ怖くて寂しくて。その時誰かの声が聞こえた気がした。
新たなヒューマンの器として肉体を奪われた私は、自分自身の精神をリュクロスに移していました。ただそれはあくまで緊急な措置。他者の体を乗っ取るようなことをするつもりはなかった。でも目の前で泣きながら死んでゆく幼い少女を放っておくことなんて私にはできませんでした。
So basically Mika's previous host wasn't around anymore and she needed to using the body to continue basically. But she did this out of pure compassion to save Milia.
だから私はエミリアに
乗り移ってきて私を治療してくれたのね。
はい。それは他の旧文名人と同じやり方だと分かってはいましたが、どうしても放っておけませんでした。
So she probably felt terrible for doing it because she was essentially stealing a body like the other ancients were wanting to. But her reasoning for doing it was completely different.
本当にすみません。
謝る必要なんてない。ミカのおかげで今私はこうしてピンピンしてるんだしね。それより私の方がごめん。ミカはずっと私に声をかけてくれてたのに聞こえなくて。
気にしないでください、エミリア。それよりも私たちにはまだなすべきことがあるはずです。
It's kind of a question of what's done is done. You know, some horrific stuff has happened in the past, but they're all here now, so I guess the best thing they can do is to look forward and try and stop in help from whatever they're doing.
後悔よりもまずは今のことだね。リュクロスが再現されたのにはしずるの思惑が絡んでるはず。その目的を突き止めないと。リュクロス再現現象の情報を集めて分析すれば糸口ぐらいはつかめるはず。そう、私ならきっと。
It also makes a lot of sense now with what Maya was saying about Emilia having like really high intelligence and everything, and really high like computational thinking. That makes total sense now thinking back to earlier events in the game, such as in the Cash Village where she could translate the Cash language very, very quickly, or where she could more or less remember the inside of the in-help base from memory. So it all kind of makes sense now.
緊急通信？おっさんからだ。なんだろう。
やっぱりいたな、エミリア。
バレバレだった？
足りめえだ。それより二人とも急いで戻ってこい。ちょっくら厄介なことが起きたようだ。
I don't like how he's saying they've got a bit of a situation, given what's going on at the minute. Probably not good. So I think I'll end that video there for today. In the next episode, we'll find out what the emergency is that Kraz has just mentioned. I can also see that Emilia still wants to talk to us as well, so we'll go through that next time. But yeah, quite a lot to unpack in this episode, quite sort of lore heavy. It's interesting that we now know a lot more about Emilia's past, and we now know kind of why she has a distrust or dislike of the Guardians. And we also know now why Mika and Emilia are intertwined. So a lot to go on in this episode, really, and I think it's been a long time coming, but it's nice to finally get that confirmation of what has actually happened to Emilia. So yeah, we'll end that video there for today. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking and subscribing or joining as a member. For this series, members get early access to it, so they'll get a couple of days to view the video before everyone else, but then it will go live to everyone else a few days later. You can also follow me on Twitch at Section Skyline, or Twitter at Section Skyline, and we also have a Discord channel you can join as well, which I'll leave a link to in the description. Yeah, hope you're enjoying the playthrough so far, and in the next episode we'll see what this emergency is. See you in the next one.